Pimentel, BehindTheGloves.com, here with the one and only Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley. Tim, before we talk about the main event, let's talk about this nice little embrace you just gave Oscar Valdez and what that meant to you for him to win a championship.
Well, I've been following Oscar Valdez since he, signed the TR, and I've always been a fan of his. He's just a good young man. You know what I mean? Good young man, got a great heart, great boxer too, man, and very respectful. And I honor that. I honor fighters that are very respectful. They treat their sport with respect in and outside of the ring as well. They're champion inside and out. So I like guys like that. He's a really good guy, and I wanted to see him, be successful. But I knew he had the skills to. I felt that he had the skills. You never know, man. Guys have skills, and things happen in life. You never know how far they're gonna go. You really don't. You're just taking a risk every time you sign a fighter. Promoters do take a risk. But I knew, as I watched him more and more, he kept developing, kept getting better, and he kept improving. And I was just like, man, this kid's hungry. And when you have a hungry fighter, man, someone that, don't want to take no for an answer, like myself, that's the reason why I was able to get on top. I was like, this kid's going to be world champion, no doubt in my mind. And I felt so good to see him get it. His last couple of performances, it's been sensational. Great, man, just nasty knockouts, man. So, I think he's definitely a rising star, man, in the game of boxing. And go ahead.
Now let's talk about the star, the one who came out tonight and proved to the world that he is the best 140-pounder, which is the next sparring partner of yours, who you said will become a world champion. And here he is, Terrence Crawford. Talk to us about tonight. Talk to us about his performance and how he looked against Victor Postal.
I honestly think that tonight, he needed this. He needed this type of fight. Fans were saying that he wasn't fighting anybody. He fought a lighter guy when he beat up old boy
Lundy.
Yeah, Lundy and the other guy, Gamboa. Yeah, so he wasn't really getting his credit. Some guys they like him, but they were saying, we still haven't seen much of him. But tonight, fighting against another top guy in the division, probably number 1, number 2, they went at it tonight, and I just think that his stock is rose is rising now, man. I think that he all the doubters out there, he shut them up, tonight by having a dominating performance. He looked impressive. He showed his IQ of boxing, his skills, his ring generalship. The guy, man. Listen, the guy didn't really get touched too much tonight, man. And against a dangerous fighter, man, a dangerous guy in Postal. So. A lot of people said he wasn't going to beat him, wasn't going to be able to beat him, but he showed you tonight, man, that he is the truth.
As I stated earlier, he was a sparring partner of yours, and he said the story that when you guys sparred, you told him he was going to be a world champion. What about him gave you that feeling?
I never sparred a guy and been in the ring with a guy that completely was able to dominate me. When I first sparred him, I was blown away. I was like, who is this kid? He was able to control range and distance. He was able to fight inside, outside. Even though he was a taller guy, he was able to come inside, outside. And every day that I sparred him, it was something different. So, and he wasn't there with a coach. No one was really coaching him, they was giving him water. But he always came with a plan. Every time. Every time he came in the gym, he came with a plan. Every time we sparred. So, having that type of ability, that type of, skill, and having that high IQ for boxing. Like, this is a guy that study fights. He just don't, just fight, man. He actually hit the history of boxing. He looks at old films, like black and white films. Like, this guy is a true boxing fan and a historian, man. He loves boxing. And he's super smart, very intelligent. And, I'm kind of glad that I got to meet him, I'm kind of glad that I got to, share this moment with him, man, and one of the biggest challenges of his career, man. And I'm glad I'm a part of it, and I'm glad I was right that he's gonna be a world champion.
And finally, let me get your opinion on something. You've always been boisterous that you would always fight anybody, any weight, at any size. There's a lot of flack between Brook and Triple G. Do you give credit for Brook for going up to 160 and Triple G for taking that challenge?
Well, Brooks, for what it's worth, has a lot of balls going up and fighting a guy that big. Got to give him respect, for taking the challenge, whether it's for money or not. Let me tell you something, man. Fighters, money's one thing, but our pride, man, we're super prideful, and we honestly feel that, like, in order for you to just say that this guy can whoop my behind, he got to prove it to me. And I'm sure that's the way Brock thinks as well. He's a really good fighter, a tremendous talent, and you know, I want to see what he can do. I want to see what he can do. See if he can handle that weight. See if his skills speak for itself.
Well, I thank you for your time, Tim. Good luck in the future. The fans obviously want to see you in the ring as soon as possible. Fernando Pimentel for BehindTheGloves.com, here with the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley, saying we'll see you at the fights.
Hey, fight fans, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.